her first international debut. That's a tautology, forgive me, coffee hasn't kicked in. Just debut will do. First by the nature of its name. 1988 it was. Her first championship was the very first World Equestrian Games in Stockholm in 1990. And at 4 World Equestrian Games in total. Stockholm, Jerez, Aachen in 2006, and lastly Caen, with her quartet of horses, Goldfinger, Fosbury, Lafitte and Vancouver. A double Olympian, Anna Merveldt. Barcelona 92, we mentioned that games earlier. Peter Fredriksson's eventing ride with Hilly Tripp. 11th individually in Barcelona, that was with Rapallo. And 2 decades later, quite extraordinary, in London, 35th there with Coriolano. I keep going though because it goes on. 8 European Championships. That was starting in Slovenia, Lipetsk in 93, for individually 9th position with Flash Dancer. And the last Europeans for Anna Merveldt so far. And who knows with this extraordinary lady what might be waiting in the wings. That was in Rotterdam 2019 with this horse Esperem. He's a beautiful Lusitano, 12 years of age, sired by Pagao, out of Lakita. He was by Cuias. Their 3rd season only as a pair, which made that start in Rotterdam all the more impressive. He was produced in Portugal, as you would well expect, by Francisco Pimentel Silva. It's a 4-star intermediaire, Prix Saint-Georges level. Boy, he's powerfully built. Fine quarter to sting the Titanic. It's her 2nd visit to Salzburg. Here last year, and in this class they were in 6th place. 68% was their tally just over 1 year ago. His walk would be a little bit quick. Of course, it's rather hurried in rhythm, with rather a slower, more extended frame on the horse. Our judges I'm referring to, of course. They had 2 very good last outings in Amago in Italy. 2nd in the Grand Prix Special and 2nd in the Grand Prix as well. And in that Grand Prix they set their personal best at 70.761%. But the fascinating point I come to is that Anna is lying in 7th position on the Western European League standings, so therefore very much a life contender to qualify for her first World Cup final. We'd mentioned all of those championship outings, but yet to compete at the World Cup final, so that is very much beckoning in early April. Anna, who does live in Italy, and indeed is the Italian dressage team youth trainer. So keeps the young Italians on the right tracks. And just interesting to note that Esperem is 12 years of age. There's only one horse in the whole field this morning younger than him, and that is Highline Danciera of Carina Casso Cruz. So it's one of the youngest 2 horses in the field, which is something to bear in mind. They can only start competing internationally at Grand Prix at 8. So that explains why he's learning his trade, but doing a beautiful job, and the score is just hovering below 70%. So the young Esperin, Anna Mervelt, coming into the last quarter of her test here at this FEI World Cup Dressage Grand Prix. The prelude to tomorrow's Grand Prix Freestyle. Leg 2 of the 3 legs of the Western European League calendar. All of the Central European qualifiers took place, so that is why our Western European League standings have taken a real shape. Because only Wilhelmsburg, Aarhus, that is, in October last year, the first of our qualifiers could run because of the great disruption caused, sadly, by Corona. But big weekend for Anna Mervelt, certainly. Looking for her first World Cup final place, and it's been a very good tune-up for young Esperin. Very good test it is, and it's going to just creep over the 70% barrier.
Aus Irland, Esperin.